We are going to welcome you to Sisters in Song. Please take a minute to introduce yourself and tell us where you're coming from and maybe a little blurb about yourself if you feel so inclined.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So my name is Hannah DeLynn, and I am coming at you from Nashville, Tennessee. And I am a indie folk singer-songwriter who just put out my first full-length record, and I'm excited.
Yes, we're excited for you. It's a great record.
Yes, welcome, Hannah. We're so excited to have you here today. We're going to pick your
Thank
brain about all things
Yes.
music.
But first, I'm going to ask, tell us how the process of Trust Fall came to be. Like, how'd you get started? How did you get to the end? All of the things.
Oh man, that's a multi-layered question. Yeah, I'm very excited to be here. Thanks for having me. Um, let's see. Well, record. the record portion, I guess, came about in a pretty cool way. I had been touring with Maya DeVitri as part of her Infinite band, which came together. She created around this specific group of people. And through working with her and just loving being on the road with her, invited her to produce this group of songs that I had been writing. And the I guess the like ideas and thoughts and themes of the record came just from my life and where I was at the time and have been. And I before I thought about calling the record Trust Fall, I had sort of dubbed that the title of just this chapter in my life, trying to lean into my discomfort zones, I guess, as I've been calling it, and had some really big loss in my life, lost my mom, just a lot of hardship and but also wanting to kind of, I think definitely through losing her was reckoning with like, whoa, I only get this one life and like what's my role in making it what I want to be and like how do you face all the things that are kind of keeping me where I am. So that's sort of, I guess, to try to put it succinctly.
We can totally relate. We
Yes.
also lost our mom.
Mm.
So we
It's
totally understand how hard that loss is.
it changes the shape of everything.
Yeah,
So
it really
yeah.
does. So
Yeah.
our hearts go out to you
Yes.
because we understand.
Yeah.
Same to you. Yeah, it's a big loss.
Yeah.
Big loss for sure. Yeah. And finding that way through life a little differently is it can be definitely a place where you do need to trust.
Yeah. Yeah.
And learn and grow in a different path, I guess.
Absolutely.
So thank you for sharing
Yeah.
this album with the world because
Yes.
it's amazing
It is.
and we're excited for you.
Thank you. Thanks so
So
much.
let me ask about how you got started in all this. How did you become a musician? What led you on this path?
Yeah. I would say I was always first and foremost a writer when I was a kid. Writing was definitely like horses and riding were like my first loves, I think. And I was obsessed. I was obsessed with Mariah Carey and singing, and I would lock myself in my room and I would sing and I would dance and I would do all of that. But I didn't and like my parents were both very like in their very different ways music lovers to the core. So I feel like I was just inundated with it without really knowing, you know? And there's a bunch of music on my dad's side of the family and I guess for me I just it was a very personal thing until I moved away. I moved to New Zealand and when I came home I had had my first love and all this stuff. And I was really heartbroken and essentially I was having a hard time as a little 19-year-old. And my dad was like, didn't know what to do with me. And so he was like, why don't you? I had written this poem when I was 12 that he really like gripped him. And he was like, why don't you take your poem to Margaret, who was a piano teacher, and just like write a song or something? I don't know. And little did we know he would spark something by recommending that because she had a son who was a guitar player and a really good guitar player. So basically, um, we met up and within 3 weeks we had written like 20 songs together. Yeah, because
Wow.
I would have these melodies and he would be able to put them to the guitar and suddenly it was like, oh, melodies in my head, words, songwriting. Like it just, it like became a thing and I just hadn't put it together. So
Like
that
magic.
yeah, basically. Yeah. So I didn't like grow up necessarily. I didn't go to music school, didn't do any of that. It was a very kind of like self-carved path. But I'm glad we found it eventually.
Yeah. Do you play instruments as well?
Yes, I play guitar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
We're attempting.
We play guitar.
We do. We play guitar. We're just, it's a struggle.
It's hard.
hard.
It's
It
hard.
is.
Did you
Yeah,
did you
you're
teach
like
yourself?
do the thing that I
Yes.
want you to
Yeah.
do.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
to make your brain talk to your hands. You're like,
Yes.
Are you
Yeah.
are you a self-taught guitarist or did you take lessons?
I am self-taught in guitar. Yes.
Give us hints. How did you do it?
Yeah.
Honestly, powering through and I wish I wish I had powered through more than I did. For the amount of years that I've been playing guitar, I feel like I could be much better than I am. I'm happy and proud. I finally can say that with like where I am, but I definitely could be better. But I think it's honestly just like finding things that you love to play, like music that you're excited to learn to kind of get through the painful and
Yes.
embarrassing moments and just like the why does this suck so much sometimes?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, you totally
Yes.
get us. You
Yes.
totally get
Yeah.
us.
Well,
I really do.
we've talked about this before on the show too, that like we are taking lessons and we are doing all of these like crazy exercises to play as fast as we can. And I hate them.
Yes.
I'm like, I'm gonna just find a song and I'm gonna learn it until I learn it.
Yes.
I think it's
You
Yeah.
good.
know, I heard this really wonderful piece of advice that I'm trying to adopt myself when actually like intentionally practicing guitar is actually slowing down because I think it's actually a Bruce Lee thing I heard too, which was what is it? Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. So if you can really slow down and like feel each note instead of thinking, oh my God, I need to be doing this at a higher BPM to be good,
Yes.
quote unquote. If you can actually
Yeah.
like be with the note, slowly you will inevitably get faster. I'm trying
Pick it
to
up faster. That's
That's perfect
yes,
advice.
it is. It absolutely is. Because I do feel like we've kind of been thrust
Oh.
into this almost like a rock type of, well, our teacher's kind of a rock teacher. And he
Yeah.
is fantastic. He's great.
He
But
is, but
we're like, we play like folk music.
yeah,
And
I want to strum. I don't do all this like crazy arpeggios and things. So
yes, but
Yeah.
I know you
Like
need
it.
that stuff.
yeah.
But yes, but thank you for that
Yes.
amazing advice.
Yes.
What
Yeah.
would you say, what do you think is the hardest part about being a musician?
Hmm. I feel like mm, the hardest part would be giving yourself a lot of grace. These days, being a musician, means well, an independent musician, especially means you have to put on a lot of hats and wear a lot of hats, and and some people find that easier than others. I like even I as someone that I do kind of enjoy some of the administrative tasks, having to do them all at once, like the booking and the managing yourself and the discipline and the like be actually being creative, like all of these things that we're asked to do, it can be really, really hard and draining to just sort of stay sane. So in a way, it's almost like you have to learn how to regulate your own self-talk and self-narrative and be like, okay, let's slow this down. What do we need to do today? What can be done tomorrow? How do you stay like gentle with yourself? Because it just feels like it's endless. It's being an entrepreneur, essentially.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I feel like it weirdly combines all these things like art, business, self-help. Like how do you eat well, like how do you still
Yeah.
cook for yourself, and take care of your body in the ways that are necessary. It's really a balancing act. So yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of grace is necessary, and that can be hard for artists, especially when you're trying to better yourself all the time.
think it comes back to what you were saying about slow is smooth.
Yes.
And tell me the end again. And
Yeah.
fast is
Slow
slow is
is smooth and smooth is
smooth is
fast.
fast.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
But
And
Thanks,
it
it,
is,
Bruce Lee.
yeah, it's
absolutely
true.
true. And we've asked in the past of our artists who tour a lot and are in, out there doing this, how do you maintain mental and physical well-being?
Yeah.
Because that's a huge thing for, like you said, you got to slow down and make sure you're taking care of yourself. So how does that work for you?
For me, I have discovered that my particular body, I movement and making sure I'm actually on a journey right now because I haven't been very good at this because of the pace of life and the release and the record. It's like my body has kind of taken back seat and it's yelling at me a little bit. So I'm uh, currently trying to prioritize making sure I'm taking care of it first thing because for me, like waking up and doing something like yoga or going for a walk just sets a completely different tone for my day. It reminds me to slow down, just the nature of being in nature to me especially, or the nature of like focusing on my breath. It's like, okay, we have time, chill out. Like, yeah, that I would say if there was one step that I can recommend or start with, it's for me movement as early as possible,
Yeah.
Yep.
or at least just consistently, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And once you get into that routine, I think that it becomes easier,
Yeah.
but it's that initial kind of get your little bum up and
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so many things wrapped into one because you kind of get to like check. It's still accomplishing something. Not that we
Mhm.
always want to associate a to-do list and task list with these things that just make us feel good, but I think it really is like you feel good, you actually do good for your body, like you can think more clearly and be more effective in your day. That's how I feel. So, and I
Yeah.
feel like that's kind of how it works. But
I agree. Yeah, it's easy. And if you feel well too, then you think better about the day too. It gives you better
Yes. And you can be
outlook.
more creative.
That's right. That's right. So thinking of
also,
that and creativity, what do you do when you have a block when you're writing songs? Like how do you
oh,
handle
like a writing block.
it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Honestly, I'll either go for a walk. Um, I will it depends. On occasion, I have pushed through it and been really glad um, that I've pushed through it. For the most part, if the muse isn't speaking in the moment or whatnot, I tend to put the guitar down and I think doing something else. It's like whenever you're driving or you're doing something that's not so fixated on a task, like then that's when the ideas come in. And I
Yes.
think sometimes when we're hyper focused, not to say you shouldn't sometimes push through or be disciplined, but I think sometimes the pressure of those moments can really rob the magic. And so yeah, switching modes for a bit, even if you come back or making a cup of tea, um,
Hmm.
just to sort of let the brain and the mind and body sort of just be like, oh, the world isn't ending if I don't find this line that I need right
Right.
now.
So you just finished this album not very long ago and it just got released out into the world. How do you know when a song is finished and ready for the world?
Hmm, good question. I I I think you just know. Um, and sometimes you don't, and sometimes you listen back and you're like, wow, I really wish I would have done this a little differently. And again, that's kind of part of the grace thing is
Yeah.
just
Mhm.
recognizing that where you are in that moment. I think it's infamously difficult for artists to call it on a song because, and so I think classically it's just you have to at some point. And if it feels like it's resonant with your heart and what you're truly trying to say, even if it maybe could be a tiny bit better, but my feeling is that there's generally a knowing around that. Yeah.
Kind of a gut feeling.
Yeah.
So I know that this album is pretty personal and you share yourself a lot on it. Do you feel like you wrote it more for you, or do you feel like that the music means more maybe to how listeners will interpret it when you're
No,
looking at it?
yeah. I think this was a deeply um deeply personal and I don't want to say self-soothing, but self like catharsis. And of course, I am hoping that through being as honest as I possibly can with my own feelings and process and journey, that other people will be able to see themselves in that and be helped. But I think that more importantly, I needed to make sure I was being honest with myself. And that was difficult because some of these songs like are clearly referencing people in my life that might know who they are. And I've never really been good about in any way wanting anyone to feel like I am pointing the finger or judging or anything like that. So to actually speak to the more difficult emotions um, was hard. And it felt like I almost needed to do that instead of backing away and to be true to myself. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I love that.
me
That's,
too.
yeah, it's like putting out a part of your soul
Yeah.
almost.
And
And yeah, it's
well, you're like, here's my heart.
yes, absolutely.
So, but I definitely resonated with it. So thank you. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm so happy. Yeah.
So I want to talk a little bit about performing. Now that you have this album out there, are you touring?
Am. Well, I want to. I'm in the process of putting together hopefully a spring tour. I just had my album release show a couple of nights ago. So that
Okay.
was on Friday on Halloween. Um,
Cool.
yeah, and I have a show in Atlanta this weekend and then another show back in Nashville on Monday. But I'm really hoping to string together some stuff in the coming months. Yeah.
Very cool. We'll come to
Yes.
Omaha. That's where
Yes.
we are. We would love
Okay.
to see you.
Yes. Good. It'd be
Yeah, I
great.
would love to come.
So are you originally from Nashville?
No, I'm from Florida, outside of
Okay.
Tampa.
So
Yeah,
did you get to do your release at home, like back home, original home, or did you do it in Nashville?
I did it in Nashville. Nashville's been home for December will be 12 years.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
So that's home.
That's pretty much
yeah.
home. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
That's funny. Do you remember what your first performance was?
My first,
How like what was it
like
like?
any kind.
Yes, or whatever you consider like your first. This is me.
First
I'm
gig
Hannah
out
DeLynn.
there.
Yeah, your first gig.
Okay. Well, okay. The first performance would have been like this recital I did after taking it like 3 vocal lessons. And it was when my family heard me sing for the first time. And my mom and my aunt were like weeping. And I was like, it was a very special moment. But as far as a gig, um, actually, I think my first gig was in New Zealand. When I lived there, I played at this little, well, I don't think it might have been some kind of festival that was happening. Sorry, this was like 18 years ago. It was me and my partner at the time, little duo, and yes, we played at this uh like tiny town's little festival, and it was so nerve-wracking for me, but it was, I think, my first performance. Yes. We played Stevie Wonder and some other songs.
I love it.
Do you have a certain ritual you do before you go on stage?
I'm in the process of developing that, honestly, like something that's really meaningful. I tend to I tend now to say just like a little prayer, just not in a religious sort of way, but just like a trying to breathe and be like grateful that I'm there and kind of say like, "Hey mom, what's up?" And yeah, just have a really grounding moment. Yeah.
Cool.
Perfect.
Yep. Okay, should we do our rapid fire?
We should,
We have a
yes.
little rapid fire section, so don't think too hard. We'll
Yes.
ask you and you just respond as we go.
Okay.
All right.
First.
First, all right, coffee or tea?
Ooh, tea.
Vinyl, cassette, CD, or streaming?
Dang, I'll just say, why is this hard? Is this preference or what I do the most?
Preference. What you like to listen
Yeah.
to?
Final, yeah.
Us too.
Us too, yeah. First album you ever bought?
Ooh, Green Day's greatest hits.
It's fun. What's your go-to karaoke song if you have one?
Oh, darling.
Love it.
Beatles. Yes.
Okay, do you prefer to write at night, in the morning, or afternoon?
Ooh, there's a magic hour for me that happens between like 4 and 5 that I just find I'm drawn to writing. But I also really love the morning time,
It's
like
4 and 5
early.
afternoon.
Yeah,
I'm
I was gonna
guessing.
say PM.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah. No, definitely not.
Do you like to write lyrics on paper, phone notes, voice memos, or on your computer?
Paper. Second would be voice memo if I'm out and about and something's coming. Yeah.
okay, do you have a pre-show song, pump up song that you listen to?
Ooh. Ooh, oh, oh. I think it depends on the show and the time. Uh, yeah, I could name a couple. I could name what the one I did on Friday,
Yes.
which was very specific and not, I wouldn't revisit it every show, which it's a Marlon Williams, I'm a Vampire Again, which
Perfect for Halloween show.
it was great.
Did you dress up? That's just a side question. Did you have a Halloween costume?
I technically had one, and then I realized I was doing video, and maybe the best thing for
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
versatility was not to.
What
But
was it gonna be?
it was like this 20s witchy like beaded dress seancey
Very
vibe.
cool.
Save it for
Yeah.
next year.
Yeah, next
Yes.
year, next year. Okay, dogs, cats, fish, birds, or reptiles for pets?
Horses.
Oh,
Horses.
we should add horses.
Um,
Also,
I-
also horses have a big place in my heart.
man, they do.
Goodness.
They're special. I would say for pets, it would be where I am in my life right now, a cat. Yes. Dogs are also awesome, but they require a
More
lot.
work. Yep.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, describe your sound in 3 words.
Hmm.
I feel like that's the hardest one.
Yeah,
It
you
is.
it doesn't have to be exactly 3. You can 4 or 5. We'll accept it.
Okay. N- I'll think of words people have told me, like mystical. Um, s- I'm really bad at these kinds of questions, clearly. Um,
If you were describing it to somebody,
Folky
how would you
Yeah,
describe
folky. I like that.
Folky,
Yeah.
and
Cathartic.
warm.
Warm.
Cathartic.
That's good. Yeah.
Perfect.
Good.
Okay, what advice would you give to new musicians and or songwriters?
Just do like keep doing it, keep writing, especially songwriters, like be honest with yourself. Just go there, like go write the thing and don't edit yourself. But I think the more often you can just brave the feeling of being afraid to sit down in front of a blank page, um, and just start writing, it for me, it's like exercise. I just never, I know I want to exercise, but I hate putting on the clothes. It's the
Yep.
stupidest thing.
Yep.
But as soon as I do and I start, I'm like, oh, of course, I love doing this. And writing is the same every time.
Yeah,
Um,
it takes that little push to
Yep.
yourself, though. I get
yeah,
it.
yeah.
It's
And
funny.
if you
Well,
play, sometimes just like hearing the sound of a guitar, it's like, oh, right. I
yes.
love to do this.
That's
Yeah.
why I wanted to learn it. Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Absolutely.
exactly.
Yeah.
where can we find your music? Do you have things like Bandcamp or Patreon or what's the other one? I always forget the third one.
Bandcamp, Patreon, and I always want to say, don't laugh at me. I always want to say Groupon, which is
No, there's a third one. If you have any of those, where we can find your social media, all of that stuff.
Yeah, thanks for asking. I have a Bandcamp, which is so great for supporting artists directly, as you obviously know. I am in the process of putting together a Patreon, which I'm excited about. Otherwise, I have kind of all the things, Tidal, Apple Music, YouTube. I'm in the process of likely removing myself from Spotify. So it's there at the moment, but if someone finds this in a couple of months, it might not be. So I'm pushing the other places first. Yeah.
Cool.
Good. Totally get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, thank you
Oh my
so
gosh,
very
this has been
much.
so much fun.
Yes, it has been
Yeah.
amazing to chat with you and get to know you a little
Yep.
bit. And best of luck on this new album
And
and
touring that
yes.
come in the future. So yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, and also best of luck with your writing journeys. Keep at it.